One of my all-time favorite books is 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So I thought today I will discuss with you from my own experience 7 habits for a healthy and fulfilling life. There's a lot of research data out there these days which talks about the importance of gratitude. 80-90% of the people find that every time they feel gratitude in their hearts, it gives them a warm, fuzzy feeling in their heart. And of course, everyone knows about meditation, mindfulness, heartfulness. Any kind of meditation you do does help you kickstart your day on the right note, and not to forget the value of a good, loving relationship. 90% of the people, according to research data, have found that having good, loving relationship has helped them live their life in a lot better way, or live the challenges of their life in a much better way than they would have done otherwise. So let's discuss what 7 habits one can adopt. Now I'm going to give you a sequence, but doesn't mean that you have to do it in this sequence. Any of these you can follow. You can start with one, try to implement that in your life for a week, for a day, and see what changes it brings in your life. The first habit is practice gratitude. I often used to wonder that gratitude is something you either have it or you don't. I always mistook gratitude more as an attitude than a practice. Till, of course, I came of age and I understood that gratitude is something that can be learned in one's life. So one way to practice gratitude, you can put that in your calendar that at least 3 times a day, you will stop your work that you're involved in, close your eyes and be thankful to God, to their higher power, to your spouse, to the couch, to nature, for everything that you've gotten. I mean, an appropriate time is just before you eat your meal. If you do take 3 meals, or if you're like me with intermittent fasting, 2 meals, do it before your morning coffee. Be thankful for the coffee that you got. You know, it's almost acts like adding that sprinkling glitter on your heart and see it sparkle with joy. Writing in your journal at the end of the day is the 4th time you can practice this. That be thankful for everything, good or bad, lessons you learned, opportunities you got, and advices or guidance you received. Perfect way to end your day. Second habit, very, very important, is to practice heartfulness. I know most of you perhaps have heard of mindfulness more than heartfulness. But I always prefer being closer to heart than being aware of the mind. Because for me, being aware of things in mind doesn't help me become compassionate or kind. What you can do in heartfulness is, few times a day, practice the heartfulness, close your eyes, connect with your heart. Rest your mind on that higher presence, that source of light, whatever you may want to call it, in your heart. Stay with it. Try to ignore all the thoughts which come to your mind. So as compared to mindfulness, where you're trying to be aware, here I'm advising you, try to lose your awareness to your heart. Let qualities of heart come to you, fill you up. Fill your entire being with the qualities of heart, which are compassion, kindness, love, and so on and so forth. And then go about living your day. I have found it helps me look forward to living my life on a daily basis. Once I start my day with the practice of heartfulness, hope it does the same for you. Third habit is nurture loving relationships. Relationships, like many things in life, have always been two-way street. You can't expect others to treat you well if you don't treat them the same way yourself. So spend time in nurturing loving relationship with people around you, and you will find it will nurture you tenfold. You will get a lot more than what you are giving, because you will get when you really need it, and its value will be a lot more than when you gave it. So nurturing loving relationship with people around you is a third habit you can practice. Fourth one is practice self-care. Now self-care, eating healthy, going for a jog. Of course, all that is part of self-care. These days, if you type self-care, you will get a lot of advices. It's a good, it's kind of finally made its way into a good practice and a good advice from all quarters that you get in your life. So self-care to me is not only healthy living, healthy walking and all that stuff, but it's also at times allowing yourself to to indulge in something you like. Like for me, having my favorite espressos, right? Or having your pizza, at times. I mean, if you keep just eating healthy food, all your, starving yourself and not having fun, I think that is not a good way to practice self-care. So I will say, go into a wholesome self-care, not just holistic self-care. I hope you got the difference, that eat healthy, live healthy, all that is good, but also at the same time, indulge yourself in something that you like. And the fifth habit is follow your passions. I'm sure there is a lot of research data, though I haven't read myself, which talks about what the entire Three Idiots movie in India was based on. That if you don't follow your passion, you are in a way starving yourself of something that can nurture you in your life. So whether it is baking cookies, it is photography, it is spending hours in nature, or it could be hiking, biking, things that you're passionate about. I have learned this from my son. As I said, child is the father of man, right? And I have learned so much from my son, that how much time he spends in going for hikes. He meditates, he hikes, he eats well. He follows his passion, and I have, of course, I cannot stop him as his father, because I feel following your passion is a very, very important way for you to nurture yourself. Following your passion is a very good way for you to nurture yourself, nurture your relationship with yourself. Through this, you also meet with people who have common interests. So, following your passion helps you also nurturing loving relationships in a way. I have seen with people like my son, he goes out with his friends or with his spouse, so they are spending quality time with each other, following common passions, spending time, nurturing loving relationship. Two birds with one stone. So very important fifth point. Number 6, serve others with kindness. It is like becoming a heart superhero, fighting villains with compassion. It may sound cliched, but if you're kind to others, every time you're kind to others, it has been found that a hormone gets released in your body which gives you satisfaction, which gives you happiness. I think it's serotonin. Serotonin or some hormone gets released in your system which makes you feel happy. There's a lot of research that has been done about this, that every time you help someone, it in a way makes you happier, makes you a happier person. So practicing kindness at least once a day. Like they say, do a random act of kindness. I'm sure you have heard that statement. That has not come from nowhere. It comes from somebody famous, somebody meaningful, somebody thoughtful, who really would like all of us to practice at least one random act of kindness every day. Once I watched a video of a young guy. He's a very mature young guy who has recorded many videos. And at least he's one of the guy who always talks very meaningful things. And he talked about a place, it's called, I think, the final place or something, like some kind of name it has in Hindi, which means final place, somewhere near the banks of river Ganges in the northern part of India, where many people, it's like hospice. For my friends in US, they can relate to it. I think it's like hospice, that people go there to spend last few months, weeks of their life. And he went there and interviewed many people. And he said, the single most troubling people, which is not allowing them to live peacefully, live this life peacefully, is the regrets, is the guilt of not having done something they should have done. And in 95% of the cases, it was something they did wrong to someone near or dear. And in majority of the cases, as he shared, was with their brothers or sisters, that most of the people felt that they have not done right by their brothers or sisters. They have done wrong to them. And He tried to locate their brothers or sisters, bring them there, and help them get over that guilt, finally to see them leave peacefully. What a lesson to learn from this. Embracing forgiveness. Forgive others. Why do we have guilt at the end of our life? Because we have all these challenges, we have all these things we may have done wrong to others without realizing. And they catch up to you. You carry that burden in you. Unload that burden. Lighten yourself to be ready to live the final moment every day of your life. Why wait for the end of the life? Think as if every day is your last day, a wise man said. If you can think of every day as your last day, you will ensure the burdens are lifted or burdens are taken care of every day, isn't it? These are the 7 habits that I have learned, I have practiced in my life. Hope they help lead a healthy and fulfilling life for you too. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, press like, or write a comment or two. Thank you.